Good morning. It is May 1st, 2013, and it's 10:21 Mountain Time. I'm going to do an angel card reading for May. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me this last month. I really appreciate the support. It feels like support for doing these readings each and every month. Thank you. And for everybody else who keeps tuning in and watching them. So I'm using Cheryl Richardson's cards today for self-care cards. We've used them before. It's what I've been guided to do. We'll see what's in store for us. I've mentioned that this past year has been really busy for me, and I'm kind of coming off the end of it. I have one more episode of my radio show on Voice America to come out on May 7th, and then I'm done with that. It's been 9 months, and it's been an amazing experience. If you haven't heard any of the shows, you can go back to Voice America and listen to the archives. You can download them, or you can find them on iTunes as well. My show on May 7th coming up will be about my book, Moving from the Outside In, which I'm not sure on the publishing date yet, but will be in June for sure. So pretty excited. It's not that long off by the time that book's going to be coming out. So it's time for me to do some self-care after this really busy, crazy year. And I know for a lot of us this time of year, things can get a little hectic. Spring cleaning, and not so much like your mom said you have to do spring cleaning, but we feel internally like we have to do spring cleaning. You might find you're in your closet or in your cupboards and tidying up spaces, maybe in the garage or storage rooms. It's just a natural thing about spring. Our energy starts picking up again, and with that extra energy we start organizing our thoughts and our lives. So today I've pulled 3 cards, and the first card is Silence, and it says, rest your mind, silence is good self-care. And this is a great card for us just to remember how important it is to just sit back and do nothing. And doing nothing to the state where you're not sitting in a chair watching television or a movie, or, catching up on emails or reading a book. Our brain needs downtime. It is constantly going all the time, and it's really difficult for us as humans to stop and let our brain have a rest. We think about letting our body have a rest quite often, I hope. We sit down, we put our feet up, but allowing our brain to stop thinking is very important. And I've taken a couple brain classes. I have another one coming up at the end of this month. And I love doing them because when I get to work on the components within the brain, it actually can slow things down for a little while, and your brain gets a little bit of a vacation. So do whatever you need to do to get to that place where you can be silent, whether that's meditation for you, or if you're able to just sit in nature and zone out. I know for me, I do about a half an hour walk around a lake and through a park and back home. And about the first 20 minutes, my brain is just going. And after that 20 minutes, it's like something shifts, and I can just relax into my walk, which I know doesn't leave a lot of time, 10 minutes after that. But it allows a little bit of downtime for my brain, and I know my brain appreciates it entirely. So if there's something you can do that allows your brain to just kind of zone out, try and add that into your daily schedule, just to allow that relaxation to take over in your body. And your stress level will go down for sure. So the second card is Release. Have a good cry. Grief is a doorway to your deepest self. And I think a lot of reasons we don't stop and let our brains relax is because when we stop thinking, our emotions come to the surface. And not everybody likes to deal with their emotions. We ignore them. I know I did for a lot of years. It was easier to just stay with my to-do list, checking everything off, than having to go somewhere else and pay attention to what was going on inside of me. And I've always been good at making sure I have things I can add to that to-do list, so I wouldn't have the downtime, because there's so much to do in life, you know. That's what I told myself. Well, one of those things to do on your to-do list is to become silent in your body and your mind and allow the emotions to surface, so that you can gain an awareness or an understanding of what your body really is trying to say to you. So many times we feel, and I've talked about this before, you might feel mad or angry or sad, but you don't know why. And so we just like shrug those emotions off, and we just keep going through. The best thing to do is sit in the emotion, whatever it is. And I check in every day. I just sit. I go into myself. And right now I can feel something just in here in my solar plexus. A little bit of anxiety. Not sure what it's connected to, but I can acknowledge it, recognize it. Then it feels comfortable, because now it feels anxiety. It feels like you've paid attention to it. And when you start paying attention to these emotions, that's when they start shifting out through your body. They're like a small child, and they just want to be seen and heard. And that's all you have to do. And then you can let it go. Release it. So the third card today is self-respect. And it says, respect yourself. You're the best judge of what's right. And sometimes that's hard, because we are so busy in our daily lives that we forget to come back and do these things, be silent, and allow releases from our body, whatever they look like. And part of respecting ourselves is allowing that to happen. I had a client in here this week, and she was feeling a lot of guilt about taking time for herself. And her body craves it right now. She really needs to take that time for herself. But it's hard for us to gain the self-respect for our own bodies in order to take that time, because we feel all these outside commitments. And we're not doing ourselves any good, and we're not doing any good for the people around us, because we do model behavior, whatever that behavior is. And people who know us look at that behavior and can use us as an excuse as to why they do certain things. And I think we all do this, definitely. I remember we moved to Brazil, and I was having breakfast at a restaurant, and I've never had a papaya before. I've always lived in the north. We never had southern fruit like that. And I noticed that his seeds were missing off of his plate, so I thought, you ate the seeds in a papaya. They didn't taste very good, but I ate them because I didn't want to be rude. Although there's a part of me that thought, this is crazy, who eats seeds? Well, as it turned out, when I took my plate up, because it was buffet style, his seeds were all on the side that I couldn't see. So he hadn't eaten his seeds, but I had modeled his behavior, I thought, and ate these seeds. They didn't make me sick, apparently. They help with constipation. Something else to know about. But the fact of the matter is, we do things that other people, or we think other people, are doing all the time. And that doesn't allow us to really respect what we want in our lives and what we think is right. And thankfully, the seeds didn't kill me. But there are other things that we do that do harm us in different ways, and we just need to be aware of what it is we're doing. So for me, I try to be the person I want other people to model. And by all means, it doesn't happen all the time, because life is life, but if you want to give yourself some extra time to do nothing, know that the people around you are going to see that behavior and they're going to start following suit. They're going to realize they can take time for themselves as well. And it's not something that they should be ashamed of or feel guilty about. Because it really is about respecting yourself and what your body, your mind, your spirit, and your emotional state needs at the time. So I do feel like I need to pull another card, so I'm going to pull another card. And it happens to be on the top. Oh, nice. Guidance. Ask for guidance. The divine will meet your every need. So please do remember that when you're guided, it's important to just pay attention. It's like I've been guided to let go of my radio show. And it was hard for me as a human to do that, because I know I'm helping a lot of people and I enjoy doing that work. But whatever is coming up in my future, I need to make space for that. And I don't know what that is, but I'm being guided to let the radio show go. So I'm letting the radio show go. And we need to remember that the guidance we're given is always for our better good, whatever it is. If you're being asked to rest now, you're being asked to rest for a reason. Something's around the corner that's just going to end up making you busier, and now's the time to take the vacation, the downtime, to regroup for whatever's coming up. So that is my reading for the month of May. I hope you've enjoyed it, and by all means pass along the link to anybody you think who will benefit from this reading, and I hope you have a great month.